Okay, so now we are talking about competing style where somebody who is acting like a dictator and he doesn't really care about, he or she doesn't care about the other goal. But advantages of this particular approach is it is goal oriented. I am only aiming at goal. I don't care about other being happy or not. So hence I am quick because I am not even wasting my time to finding the solution, right? So a lot of cases bosses might actually might go with this particular approach when they see that it is actually a stupid argument or a stupid conflict which is going on, right? So they are quick in overriding it. The main problem with it is the other party is not happy because he or she is like overridden by the other person, right? So he might actually feel little bad about the relation. So relations are like least bothered about in this particular case. The next approach is avoiding style. Okay, so like a turtle. So turtle guards whenever there is a conflict. What exactly turtle will do? Turtle will go into shell. It will not try to actually resolve. It will just go into shell. Avoiding. I am going to avoid the conflict. So there is a conflict that I know. I will not move forward. I will not try to solve it. I will just ignore it. I will behave as if conflict is not there. So I don't confront the other person and I will not try to find solution. I'll just try to avoid the conflict and then go around it. Okay, so it is easier to withdraw from a conflict than to face, right? So that is exactly what this avoiding style is. This is like avoiding the conflict altogether. There is no solution that is found. So what are the advantages of it? Basically, you are making sure that you're not going and creating a that unhealthy rapport with the other person, right? You are just trying not to escalate this conflict and just ignoring it. So it is like postponing the difficulty. So you are like, okay, yeah, jane do. I mean, I don't, let me just not get into this conflict now. Let me park this particular problem for later. So what are the cons? Obviously, your problem is not solved yet. At some point of the time, it is going to come into picture, right? That is exactly the problem with this particular style, right? So so this is like a turtle. How turtle goes into the shell when there is a problem, not fight and also not talk. It just goes into a shell. So that is what is the avoiding style is. The next one is accommodating style. So in this, what you are actually doing is you are giving more importance to the relationship aspect. If there is a conflict, what you are actually doing is you are minimizing your goal, making sure the other person is happy. So your goal value to your goal is reduced. So that means you are trying to actually accommodate other person's request, and you are actually making other person happy, and that is what is you're giving more importance to. That is exactly what is accommodating style is. It is like a teddy bear. Everybody wants this kind of a person, right? So that it gives a warm feeling when you hug it, right? So that is like a teddy bear style. So people who actually does this particular style, they are very very good in the relationships. People value more, right? So because they are actually giving value to the other person rather than their own goals. That is exactly what is accommodating style is. So it is like, so obviously it is a very smooth conflict resolution that happens, because here anyway you are sacrificing your goal for the other person. So most of the times it goes very smooth without any real relation damage, right? So advantages of it minimizes the injury. When we are outmatched, relationships are maintained. So especially if you think that you can't win, this is the style that would work, right? If the other person is too strong, what else you will do? You will rather go and say, okay boss, you are the boss, I just like, I'll follow whatever you are saying. So it minimizes the injury. So what it means, the side effects of it is you are not really happy because your goal is like reduced. So somewhere there is some kind of a dissatisfaction in yourself, right? And most often weak people are exploited in this particular accommodating style. Okay, so you feel that you are weak inside, so that's what it really means as far as this accommodating style is, right? So here the animal that it actually that comes is teddy bear, very warm to you know uh, to hug and keep it around. So the next one is compromising style. So here both parties are compromising some part of their goal so that there is a middle ground that is reached. So here it is not that you are the only person who is compromising, it's not the other person is compromising. Both parties are actually dropping some parts of that particular goal to actually reach to it. So this is one of the most practically possible case in most of the conflict management situations. And both parties gain something, both parties lose something. So it is not 100% like collaborating style, it is not 100% success. At the same time, like compromising competing style or accommodating style, it is not that it is not 100% failure. So it is somewhere middle ground that is actually reached, right? So obviously it is useful in complex issues without simple solutions. All parties are equal in power. No, and problem with it is no one is really satisfied. It's not that your 100% goal is reached. So that means you have some dissatisfaction somewhere, right? So that is exactly what this compromising style is. So these are the 5 styles. Any doubts on these 5 styles? Then we can go how exactly this is. It needs to be evaluated, which is very, very simple in this particular case. Most important aspect of this particular experiment is more about understanding these 5 styles. Okay, doing it is pretty straightforward. So any questions till now?
What is Srivalli style?
I think Srivalli.
Entire OB group, sorry, recording is on. Entire OB group, Praveen's style is his everybody's style.
Praveen's is accommodating.
No, he is collaborating, I think.
Yeah, it depends on the situation, but yes.
Yeah, everyone will have a bit of all this kind of, right?
Exactly.
Depending on the other person.
Exactly.
In a conflict, you need 2 people. There is 2 sides on the table. So depending on the other side's style, you might change your style also.
Exactly. And also the situation. In some cases, right, collaborating style might not be possible. Right? How can you always have a situation where both parties are happy?
Right? That's why I think when the scoring comes, we'll have the most dominant style and the least dominant style. And also there are some styles where, they have equal scoring.
Correct. Exactly. That is the part which we are going to actually go towards. Right? The way it is evaluated is every style does have, questions associated with it, right? Three questions associated with it. So total there are around 15 questions. So for each style, you are going to actually get marks. So similar to the above one, you are going to add those particular marks. So for example, so every question does have whether you care about this rarely or whether you do it often, sometimes, always. So you can actually, tell what exactly you believe, right? For each question. So based on that, you will actually arrive at some scores, right? Your collaborating score, your competing score, your avoiding score, accommodating score, and compromising score. Right? So, and then how do you interpret? You're going to actually tell what is your dominant style. So that means this is the one which you prefer most. And which one you actually, prefer least. That is what is your least preferred conflict management style. So point to understand here is, so even though you might actually feel by seeing it that these particular styles, one style is better than the other style, not exactly that. Every style has a situation in which you will have to probably apply, right? So you might actually think that competing style is entirely authoritarian, it is inhuman, you are not even caring about others, right? So in certain situations this might be needed. Let's say you have a very less time to take a decision, right? Somebody is actually dying on the hospital bed, and somebody is actually stopping you in doing it, and it's being very stupid. Do you really care about explaining that person and then getting the consent from that particular person, collaborate with him? No, you will just say, oh, you stupid, you go, you do, I do whatever I want to do, you just be around, and you do it, right? Because their time becomes a paramount importance, and the rest, you satisfying the other person, can happen later in some other way, right? So it is not that every style, it's not that every style is, this style is bad, this style is good. So in the end, how do you interpret is, you are going to calculate your styles, and then you're going to actually tell what is your dominant style, what is your least dominant style, and you need to actually give how exactly you are going to improve your bad style. For example, in this particular case, avoiding style has been the least score, right? But it is also asked that how exactly you're going to improve the avoiding style. Okay, so you need to actually tell how you are planning to improve. So here, so basically avoiding style is more going towards what? You are trying to avoid the problem, you're not resolving it, right? So hence, what exactly is the, so this if you are actually concentrating on every conflict to be resolved, then you are wrong. So some conflicts are there, something to actually avoid. You don't really have to go and invest your time to go and resolve it, right? That's exactly is the plan. So recognize those particular issues which you think doesn't really require your time to go and solve it. Use avoiding style, just avoid. Don't really care about other person, don't care about solving the problem, because that is unimportant to solve. So you need to actually improve on identifying the conflict which is trivial, and also don't invest time on it. If you are investing time thinking about the other styles, don't invest time, because that is an unimportant conflict that needs to be solved. So you just have to recognize unimportant ones and work on it in a avoiding style. So this is like an improvement plan as far as the avoiding style is concerned, right? Similarly, other people might have some other areas which they might be having a problem with. So you might actually ask, they might ask how exactly you can improve them, right? This is how you interpret your conflict management styles. So if there is a question which says that, okay, which style is good, which style is bad, the answer there is, it depends on the situation, it depends on the other party. So there is nothing that one style is waste and the other style is good. Yes, if everything goes well, collaborating style looks good, but it's not always possible and human. So if you actually use this style everywhere, you're doing it wrong. Okay. So any questions until now?
No.
Okay, so that's what is conflict management styles experiment. Interpretation is very simple. You just have to calculate score for all the three, recognize what is your dominant style, recognize what is the style that you need to improve on, and tell how you can improve that. Okay. So
Praveen, revision one was the owl, which is collaboration. Then the shark, which is like authoritative.
yes.
Then shell, that tortoise, which is avoidance.
Yes.
Then what are the other things?
Teddy bear is the accommodating.
Teddy bear is accommodating. Okay.
Fox is the compromising. He's the most intelligent.
Fox compromising.
Hence it is fox there.
Okay, fox compromising. Fox is compromising. Okay, thanks.
Okay, so if you see this particular table here, you can actually find what exactly are the animals related to it. But yeah, I mean, based on the style, you should be able to remember easily. I mean, I try to remember in such a way that owl has got a better eyes, so it looks for the solution and very patiently waiting for the things. Shark is like a dictator, eats away the small fish, doesn't care about accommodating or anything like that. Turtle always goes into shell, avoid the problem. Teddy bear, very good to be in and around. People like it, hug it. So basically, good in maintaining the relationship, right? So fox, most intelligent, practical, hence compromising style. It knows what its limit is and where it has to compromise on and where it has to attack. That's all. And it is developed by Thomas Kilmann as a model. This particular conflict management model. Thomas Kilmann conflict modes. And this test is made by Atkins. So basically these styles are defined by Kilmann. This test is made by Atkins. That's all about this experiment. Any questions, or else we can stop the recording and conclude for today, which we
So
can.
Praveen, Kilman was not involved in the test.
He is the one who defined the styles, basically. So
He just defined them, and did he use them in any way, kind?
So basically, he did not develop the test or questionnaire. So developing the questionnaire to assess is different from telling, okay, yeah, what are all the styles which could be possible, right? So test is used while you are evaluating a person. So Hillman didn't really get into evaluating a person. Rather, he told that these are all the possible styles in the conflicts. So he's the one who proposed this model of, okay, as you go assertive, this goes into this. As you cooperate with others, this goes into this. There are 5 different modes which are possible. Atkins told, yeah, okay, by taking this questionnaire, I'll be able to tell where you fall under.
So, okay.
The test is developed by Atkins. Modes are developed by Thomas Kilmann.
Okay.
Smith Thomas and Ralph Kilmann, 2 people, 2 psychologists.
Sure. Yeah. Sounds
Okay. Any other questions?
No, that's it. That's it for now.
5 areas, 3 questions each, total 15 questions, that's all. And each question rated from 1 to 4. So that's about, let me just stop recording.